Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This is in the playlist called SQL REGEXP functions, meaning regular expressions. And in this playlist, we'll be learning about the different Oracle SQL functions that support regular expressions. If you excuse me, I've been using if you were using Linux, Unix previously or currently, then you would know what regular expressions are. Okay, so these are very useful for pattern searching. And in this video, we'll be learning about the function called regex like, okay, regular expressions like this one. So the syntax for this function is something like this. So the string is the first parameter. It could be a hard-coded string or it could be a column value. It could also be, I believe, a variable name. And the second is the pattern that you want to use for doing the pattern searching. All right. So first, let us compare the two functions like and regex like because they are quite similar to each other. Okay, so this is the like. This is for those who are familiar with SQL, be it Oracle Flavor or others. You would know about the like function. It is used for pattern searching using a wildcard character, which is in SQL. What is being used is the percentage sign, percent sign. So like here, we are trying to look for records wherein the given name of the employee contains the uppercase letter E. So this is the syntax like. And then here is the use of the wildcard in SQL, which is the percentage sign. So percentage E, percentage, meaning I want to find occurrences of this wherein the letter E, uppercase, could be in any location. It could be at the beginning, somewhere in the middle, or at the end of the string of the column called given name. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so out of the seven, actually there are seven records in this table. If you look at this, there are seven, but it only picks up three. That's because of this condition over here where it is saying where the given name contains the uppercase E. So if we look closely here, we see it in these three values being shown. Jane has letter E, Matthew and Pavel, they all have the letter E in uppercase. Okay, now let us use the regex like function to see them. I mean, just to have a comparison, okay? Okay, so here is the part where it's different. We're using the regex like function, and it works a bit like the like operator of SQL, but it is more powerful because it leverages on the technique and technology, I mean, the technique of using a regular expression. So regex like, and then the first parameter, as I mentioned earlier, is the string. Could be a string value, could be hard-coded, could be, in this case, is column value, column name, okay? And then, comma, second parameter is the search, the pattern that I want to use for searching. Okay. Okay, so if you notice, if you remember, it gives the same output as the one before. All right, so it is saying, I want to get all the records from this table called employees, where the column name given name, this one, contains the letter E, the uppercase letter E. So if we check, it's anyway, the output is the same, but if you want to check, it's there. E, there's an E here, and there's an E here. Okay, so that's the regex like. This is the you can see how it behaves. It behaves consistently as compared to the usage of the traditional like operator or function. Note, however, that the use of regular expressions gives a lot more flexibility and options in doing your pattern search. You cannot see it right now, but we will see it in the subsequent examples I'm going to show you. Okay, let's just say we wanted to query records where the given name contains lowercase letters between A to Z. Okay, let me just put it that SQL here. Again, the objective here is I wanted to query from this table and get all the records where the given name, that column, contains the lowercase a all the way to z. It can be an A, it can be a B, anything in between, including Z or Z, okay? So we can see that nothing gets picked up, and that's because my pattern search, the pattern I'm specifying is using lowercase letters, A to Z. But if you look at the values of given name in the table, here, given name, they're all in uppercase. That's the reason why we don't get anything in here, okay? So there's nothing wrong there, that's expected. Now let us just change this condition to, sorry, something else. So I changed it to this, where regex like given name, comma, A to Z uppercase. Note that this expression over here enclosed in single quotes is very important in regular expression. It is something taken from the technique in Unix, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we're saying we wanted to pick up or query records where the given name contains the letter, uppercase letter A all the way to Z, anything in between, anything including A and the Z. Okay. And we get 7 records there, right? Count 7 records, 7 rows, same as here. That means everything because we have this. We know that the given name values are all in uppercase, and we also know that we have specified the pattern of A to Z uppercase, so it gets everything. Now, if we will modify this pattern here in the regular expression into something like this, uppercase V to Z, then it surely would reduce the result set from 7 to something else, something less, right? Let's run this. Sure enough, it only picks up 2. And that's because out of these 7, if we look at the given name, and then our condition is the regular expression V to Z, we're saying we're looking for given names that contain uppercase V all the way to Z or Z, then you will only get 2. Okay, so that is this one. Matthew contains W, which is within this range, and Pavel, which has V, which is also within this range of values in the regular expression. Okay, so at least now you can see, for those who are unfamiliar with regular expression, you will now get, hopefully, by the end of this video, a better understanding of this concept, which is very useful and powerful. Okay. Now let's try another example, and we want to query this time employees whose employee ID contains the numbers ranging, or the number ranging from 2 to 5, okay? From the same table, we're using the same function regex like, and this time we're targeting the column called MID. So if we will have a preview of that, if we go to the table MID, here's your MID, and those that contain 2 to 5 are only this. Okay, this, and this. Okay, only 4 of them. Let's fire this one. Okay, so you can see 4 records as expected here. 2, 3, okay. 2, 3, 4, and this. So there should be 4. 4 records were picked up by this query or returned because of the regular expression pattern I specified, which is between 2 to 5 here. Okay, so meaning the MID must contain a number or the number 2 to 5, any of those. It could be in any position at the beginning, somewhere in the middle, or at the end of the string value, okay? And those are the examples I'd like to show you about regex like and how it relates at the very beginning with the traditional like operator or function. And you can see the flexibility, the power, the potential for regex to do more things in a less complicated syntax as compared to the like function. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell, and I will be seeing you in the next video.